In the last few decades, women have taken on a much larger role in many sports. Well, fast forward now a few years, and that spike in female participation in cross-country, soccer, and track, high-impact sports that involve a lot of hinging, has led to an uptick in hip woes.
I would suddenly get sharp pains in my left hip to the point of sometimes where I would tower over and just excruciating pain.
In her early 40s, Jody Gherkin tried to chalk up her hip pain to poor shoe choice or bad form in exercise class.
It was kind of frustrating. I'm super active. I have 3 young boys. I have dogs. I felt like I wasn't mobile. My quality of life was not what I wanted to be at 45.
She tried a chiropractor, anti-inflammatories, steroid shots. Nothing helped until she found sports medicine physician Dr. Alexander Schufs at St. Luke's.
Internally, externally rotate your hip like that.
Dr. Schufs quickly realized Jody's left hip was bone on bone with no gasket-like rings of cartilage around her hip socket to cushion and stabilize it.
There's destruction of the hip joint, there are bone spurs.
He explained she was an ideal candidate for a hip replacement.
At first it freaked me out.
Like many of us, Jody thought of hip replacements as something for our grandparents. But hip replacements have increased 40% among 45 to 54-year-olds, especially women, who are more active in recreational and competitive sports that puts hips in harm's way, causing pain that previously got misdiagnosed, often as back or groin injuries.
When somebody complains of pain in their groin area or the front part of their thigh, pain with activity or pain with prolonged sitting, those are always kind of red flags and make me zero in on the hip joint itself being the underlying cause of the pain.
I was ready to do whatever I had to do to get my quality of life back.
After her hip replacement and about 10 weeks of physical therapy, Jody feels new again.
It got better and better, and I saw the light at the end of the tunnel. I had no pain.
Now, Dr. Schufs also said that hip replacements have come so far that the recovery is quite uneventful for most, and they last so much longer that there's no longer this need, as they used to do, to put off a hip replacement until you're in your 60s or your 70s.